Hello. There we
There
are.
we go. Here I am. Here we go.
Well, you got to bring yourself. There you
There
go.
we go.
Monday morning caffeine. Boogie with the bull. Randy Rhodes and I are here somewhere on your Facebook. All roads lead to home genealogy. Go there and take a look for us because that's where we are. We'll get moved to my profile in just a moment. Go ahead, Randy. Tell people what you were.
Okay, there we go. I just sent it to your messenger so you can share it to where we're going to share it to.
Okay.
And we are live
We
from
are.
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and from wherever your city is in Florida. I know we've been experiencing some more rain than what we normally had been receiving, but nowhere near what these poor folks uh, in Texas have been experiencing. I do want to first off uh, uh, jointly here send our condolences, our deep condolences, and our prayers to the 27 families of the girls who are camping, but also to the last I heard, the count was well over 80 who have perished from this horrific storm, which I want to talk about after I show you this video about what's going on in Texas. But let's take a watch on that, and then we'll discuss what pisses me off about that whole scenario. And then while we're sharing, watching this, I'm going to be sharing some more out here in a second. So let me just, oops, there we go, and make you part of the show. Boop, boop,
No.
there we go.
There you
Boom.
go. Okay.
Mystic just released a statement about its campers and counselors. Let's get right to CNN anchor Pam Brown, who is nearby for the latest. Pam, what are you hearing?
This is the first time Camp Mystic is releasing a statement with a number of deaths. And in this statement, John, Camp Mystic says it is grieving the loss of 27 campers and counselors following the catastrophic flooding on the Guadalupe River. The statement goes on to say our hearts are broken alongside our families that are enduring this unimaginable tragedy. We are praying for them constantly. We have been in communication with local and state authorities who are tirelessly deploying extensive resources to search for our missing girls. We are deeply grateful for the outpouring of support from community, first responders, and officials at every level. We ask for your continued prayers, respect, and privacy for each of our families affected. May the Lord continue to wrap his presence around all of us. 27 young souls, these young campers, John, and young counselors. Remember, these counselors are teenagers for the most part. Many of them jumped into action. They were heroes. But as we are getting from this statement, some died as well. Camp Mystic did not say how many of those 27 were campers versus counselors, but presumably the bulk of them are campers. And I just can't stop thinking, John, that it was just a little over a week ago that parents dropped their young children off to have the best 4 weeks of their life at Camp Mystic, a camp I attended 30 years ago. And now some of those same parents are going to the local funeral home to potentially identify their child. It's just beyond comprehension, the heartbreak here. You feel it all around.
Yes, you do. And
We are getting breaking news out of Central Texas in
here's my
Kerr County.
personal opinion of that. Folks, with all our modern day technology, with the fact that we have the ability to manipulate the weather to our own personal gain or our own personal horrific examples of military abilities to use the clouds to create lightning, to create rain, to create hurricanes and tornadoes. You cannot tell me, I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that we did not know that that storm was going to be as bad as it was. And it was horrific, people. I mean,
It was.
I've been in storms where it rained and thundered and wind and brought down branches, but 20 some odd feet of water in a matter of hours. I'm sorry. Someone, somewhere along the lines, screwed the hell up.
They did. And it makes no sense to me at all because I swear the last time I heard anything about it, they were all fine. So no one seems to know what's going on anymore. And it's just atrocious. It really is.
I mean, 20s. I mean, you go out camping, folks, right? As a child, as a young teenager, you go out camping. You want to have fun. You want to have eat s'mores around the campfire. You're going to sing campfire songs. Maybe have that horror story to scare the bejeebies out of you before you go to bed. Uh, but nothing in the nightmares of what these poor young ladies went through. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the video of that house that was being taken by the river, and the people on shore were doing the video and with their cameras. Oh, there's people from the house. There's people inside the house. Oh my God, sir. But no one tries to. At least from what I can see, no one was trying to save them. But I did hear that they were rescued okay. So that's good. And you know what? You could be right about my personal profile uh, being hacked. Um, that's unusual. Um, and I'll have to take care of that later. So I was trying to share it to a couple of places, but you know what? Um, I'm going to have to worry about that later. But I know what you folks think about the way about the storm and about how it might affect you internally, personally. But you know, think about the 80 plus people whose lives are lost, men and women and children. Um, I'm sorry, just that it angers me.
It should.
In our today's,
Should
like I
anger
said,
everybody. It should anger everybody. It really should, because with a country that has technology that allows them to, for lack of putting it any better, blow up anybody within a centimeter of where they are, why are we dealing with storms that can't be treated the same way? Uh, if there are people planning these for specific areas, come on, let's just get past that.
yeah, I want you know what? I wonder. This is a stupid wonder. I wonder though, uh, the way our government is able to manipulate the weather. I wonder if there's might be a government behind the storm that manipulated the weather to in some way attack our country. I mean, that's something to give thought to as well.
It is. It really is.
So I just share that out to like 7 of my groups
Good.
successfully. Um, I'm going to have to fix my image later, so I'll have to worry about that. Um,
We are live on the Dave Glovin profile, and I'll
excellent.
throw it around from there if anybody sees it. There are two of them. Take your pick. At the end of the broadcast, I'll delete the one with the lower of the two broadcasts. I'm trying to get it going, trying to get it off the page and make it easy. There it is. All right, we're done. We are live on the Dave Glovin profile. We will not be live on YouTube for those of us that might be watching us over there on the YouTube channel. You'll have to watch over here
Oh,
today.
that's right. Actually, let me see if I can get
No,
mine.
no, 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 no.
Okay,
Just leave it.
don't worry about it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Just leave it and let's go. And I don't
okay.
know how much time.
It's
I don't know
okay.
how much time you have today. A
So,
lot of
I don't know about you guys who are back in the day got into rock and roll music, but believe it or not, folks, I did when I was younger. I got into it. It's not like I went out and I bought the 40. This is back in the 45 RPM records. Okay,
Yep.
And then you had that little disc to put it on so you play it onto the LP recorder. But yeah, back in the day, I did
Yep.
uh, mm, went from my 50s love of music to some rock and roll, primarily because my cousin Darla Wetzel, give her a shout out here, Darla Wetzel. She was a big rocker. I mean, she remember the eight track cassettes.
Yep. Yes, I do.
She had a shitload
I
of eight-track
certainly do.
cassettes, and the neat thing about those was you could throw those things around the room, and hardly ever damaged the internal cassette tape. But she had the eight-track player. She just slapped that pucker in, and she choose what selection she wanted, and she played. She got tired of that. She pulled it out. She punches the other one, and we're down in the basement, and we're listening to this rock and roll music, and her dad comes down and screams and yells and carries on. Her dad was horrendous, and that's as far
Mhm.
as I'll go with that. But he'll come down screaming and yelling, and then we would go out into her car, and she had this it was a Mustang, and she had bought, and she was in the process of redoing because she was very motorhead like that. So she'd go in,
Motorhead. That was
yeah,
a good one.
yeah, that's a term you don't normally hear, right? But she would get in her car and she put in the 8-track, and we'd go driving somewhere just to get away from her dad. So I did get into some of the rock and roll, not all of it, but I do want to share a snippet of this. Um, so the countries where meta is not allowed, don't fret about this one, because this is on my recording, and I'm only gonna play a little bit, and this is on YouTube, so Facebook shouldn't care either way. But it's kind of weird when you watch him. Eventually, this is taken from someone's cell phone, and eventually he gets it together and he is able to zoom in on Ozzy. But the guy's
Okay.
sitting in a wheelchair, singing his last farewell, which goes to show you just how bad his health really is. But you know what? He souped up his wheelchair. Wait until you see his wheelchair. It is a wheelchair that's going to go down in history. Okay, um, but let me get this set up and let's do some rocking. Yeah.
Let me see those fucking hands.
Okay, that's about as much
Yeah,
as I can take. Woo.
yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine being in that? I got auto going here. Boom. Okay, so can
Yeah.
you imagine? Wow. I mean, I know the singers. They got their plugs in and so forth. Uh, the people in the audience, can you imagine? They probably go out there like, "Oh, what? What'd you say? Oh, can't hear you. My ears ringing."
Well, the people that go to a Nazi concert are used to listening to
Yeah, that's true. They're probably at home doing the same thing.
very loud music.
But
So I mean, I respect that he has made it this far and is still with the issues that he has,
yeah,
still trying to do what he can. And you know what? The king's throne works in my head. I don't know if it works in everybody's head. You have to go to a Nazi concert and see it in person. Uh, you know, by the same token, the man does need to take a rest and just go on and enjoy life for a for what he has left. But then again, people still want to see him on stage doing his thing.
yeah, and to know who he's married to, and she and herself, she and herself is a little unusual, but not to the. I think her daughter has more of the unusual aspects or characteristics of her father. Because
Well,
I know her daughter
that
sings.
that's true. But Sharon Osbourne, his wife, was more of the business person.
Yes,
Was more of the I will take you and make you a star, and she did.
and I will spend your money as I will.
No, 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 no,
You
no,
don't
no.
think so? You don't
No,
think
no, no,
so?
no, 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 no. Well, I mean,
You think
spending it
she's
as
a
a couple, spending it as a couple, yes, but no, 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 no. Sharon Osbourne has her own money. I don't know
she
if it's
does.
as
She has
much.
her own
I don't.
shows.
I don't know if it's as much as
What is
Ozzy.
he
But I don't.
suffering from?
I don't know what Sharon did.
No, no, no. What is Ozzy Shaw suffering from?
Uh, I would guess if he needs the chair, it's probably some sort of Parkinson's, but there's probably some dementia in there as well because usually the dementia, Lewy body dementia, usually clicks with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. I don't know if it clicks with both, but it usually clicks with one or the other. Like mine is riding Parkinson's. So,
You know,
but
uh,
you
that
get out of
seems to
bed
be
every
that
do what
seems to
you
be an
do, and as
illness that's
long as you
big
can do
among
it,
the rich and
and
wealthy.
you know, when you got to
You
stop
know what I
doing it,
mean?
then you got to stop doing it. I don't know. Uh, my
Uh,
brain is locked in this 40 years ago mode. I was doing radio and having a good time, and I got up every morning, and I went to bed every night. I went to bed every morning because I was on at night. And you got up and you did it again, and later in life, you do what you. It is Parkinson's, as William Lockett says. Yeah, that would explain the throne on stage. I don't think Ozzy's fans care about the throne on stage as much as they care about hearing their hero sing and do what he can. And if his mind is still there because his Lewy body dementia may not be that far along, then he can still sing. Uh, he just can't move around as much.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Those
there's a lot of
illness.
controversy as to where it all came from, or how the guy got it. And I'm not willing to go that far into either it was always there and it exploded, and you know, I don't know. I do
Those
my stuff sitting in my chair, but I don't know. I don't
those
know. A lot of respect for the man. That's all I can say. A lot of respect for the man. Uh, the greatest interview I ever wanted to do, but can't do because Lemmy from Motorhead is no longer with us, would have been Ozzy and Lemmy together, as I just think it would have been off the charts as far as interviews go. But anyway, what else do we got this morning?
Well, I was trying to say
I can't
that
hear you.
you cannot hear me. Okay. Uh, I got, it shows me I'm working. Can you hear me?
All right, well, talk
Okay.
amongst yourselves for a moment. I will be
Okay.
right back.
So, yeah, I can see my audio's working. Let me just make sure I'm going out.
All right, well, talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Yep.
I will be right back.
So, yeah, I can see. Okay. So I know the modulation is there. You know, that illness seems to be big amongst the wealthy and the famous. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because you are rich and famous. They are more in the news and people hear more about it than someone like myself, who is a nobody and who cares about me. You know what I mean? Um, but I do want to share something here. If I did want to share something here, what happened to it? Okay, here we go. We were talking earlier about the weather and how man has been able to manipulate the weather, but and use it for as a weapon of sort, um, and makes you wonder why they haven't been able to, um, so I say, uh, figure a way as to why it's why weather occurs. No, that's stupid. Um, why? Um, he's back. He's back. There he is. How you doing? I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. Let me play something. I'll make sure I got audio coming out here. I'm going to share a video. This is time lapse video from BBC, and it's showing how quickly the rain came up. This is horrendous video, folks. So if you are queasy, please turn your head. Get the audio here. Here we go. Watch this, folks. Look at those idiots at the edge of that water. Gee, I wonder how fast this water gonna come. I wonder how far up the water. Oh, let's break the hell out of here. Yep, I'm going to change my mind. I ain't going that way. Look at that. You know, God's um, uh, I'm still working on your audio. I'll keep talking. God's he creates things, right? And he he promised us that he would never destroy the world again by using floods. He just okay. Yeah, William, I don't know. William, Dave, Dave. William is asking you if you are on mute, and I'm not showing you on mute. Um, Let me kick you out and you come back in with a different link, okay? Ba 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 boo. Isn't isn't technology an absolutely wonderful tool for everyone to use? Not really. So let me send him a new link. William Lockett, do you want to come on, Bubby? Be great to have you back on, Bub. Let me know, William, if you want to come on. Otherwise, I'm going to end this show early because Dave is having some technical issues. I was just watching some news about, I guess Congress is finally trying to um, uh, get their act together when it comes to money and giving money to colleges. And apparently, the colleges has a funding source that allows them to um, provide money to bring poor folks in. And he was talking about the billions of dollars spent to try and bring in the poor, and the Secretary of Education uh, could not give him a total as to how many students actually um, uh, took advantage of the offer and who attended the college and who actually um, uh, yeah, you're not muted on my end, Dave. So I'm not sure what's going on. Is your microphone battery operated? Is it dead? And there he goes. Um, but the lady, that's, I think she was the Secretary of Education. She could not give Kennedy the answer as to how many people took advantage of this um, uh, vast amount of money to go to college and to graduate and so forth, which is sad, which means that's billions of dollars of going to universities that they have no way of tracking. So where's that money going? Is it going to uh, is it going to the pockets of the university officials? Is it going into someone else's pockets? Um, I don't know. Earlier, I was telling you about that house that people were filming, and they were able to say, yes, there's people inside the house. And then I said about how um, apparently, they were found safe. So I'm going to play this short video of that, but it also is going to indicate to you that I do have audio working. So I'm not sure what's going on with on Dave's end. But let me bring this video in. And William, if you want to join me, that'd be great. Otherwise, this show is going to end soon. So let me make that the full screen. There we go. This down here, folks, is my audio graph. Okay, I guess I could call it audio graph, but this will show you that there's actually audio coming in. So here we go, folks.
There's people in it. Oh my god, there's so many people in it. Please tell me you're getting this on video. Yeah, camp's over.
So I would love to know where that house ended up at, but it did. So that's actually shows you how the audio is working. Since I don't know if Dave is coming back, but let me get rid of you. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to play two songs for you folks, and I want your honest opinion on what you think of these. These are two songs I actually created myself, okay, and using AI, and it is absolutely phenomenal what it can do just by putting in a few words um, and uh, putting in a few words and letting AI take over. This here is actually one that was the words came from my General Alex Wissonet. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he actually came up with these words, and I'm going to play for you guys. Okay, this ad here will go away in a second. There you go. Now, hold on a second, folks. What happened here?
See, proud knowing that at the end of the day, when the wolves howl at the door, that you can call on us and we will fight. That together to the ends of the earth we will pursue. Death before dishonor. Failure isn't an option. The Lord our God will vindicate his children of faith. The time is now, always has been. Your humble servant and brother in Christ. In
Okay.
Christ.
And I apologize for not having the words there initially. I'm sitting here enjoying the music, and you know what, Randy, you might want to add the words to that. Like, okay, I could do that. Uh, so a little rockified there. The general loved it. I hope you guys heard it, and if you didn't, William, did you hear that song? Let me know, Bobby. Um, I uh, I love the music. And I have a promise that I'm going to uh, um, bring on this new show. I'm going to do it today. Since it's a rainy day, I'm going to work on the. I got this music. It's obviously not something I'm going to use as my entry, but there has to be a way of using this format to create my entry music into a broadcast. Otherwise, you know what? I've wasted enough time on it. I'll just do what I normally do and just have the show with the countdown. You know what I mean? I want to play one more for you folks. Then I'm going to end it since it looks like Dave's not coming back through technical problems. This song here I created. Uh, the words started out, an individual created this for me, and then I took it and I made some edits to it. But um, right now, I'm not sure if he wants me to give credit for the initial words of this particular song, so I won't. But I did do some editing to it, made some corrections on spelling and so forth. But he came up with the format, and I chose the music as I redid. As I was able to edit the words. I changed the style of the music. So here we go, folks. Tell me what you think about this song.
Let me tell you about a man named Randall Rhodes. He was born and raised in the North, but he loved the Southern way of life. And he'd fight to the death for the Southern cause. He marched on down to the fields of cotton, where he met up with General Mosby's great ghost. The general gave Randall the rank of colonel so he could fight with the brave men in gray. Now Colonel Randall Rhodes fights for the bonnie blue flag. That's what Colonel Randall Rhodes brings. He brought fire, he brought freedom, he brought love, he brought war. And he said to hell with the stars and stripes, I'm fighting for the stars and bars. And to hell with your war of aggression, I'm fighting for the war of independence. And he marched on down to the fields of cotton for a southern nation. And the gray ghost fights for the bonnie blue flag. And that's what Colonel Randall Rhodes brings. He said to hell with the stars and stripes, I'm fighting for the stars and bars. And to hell with your war of aggression, I'm fighting for the war of independence. And he marched on down to the fields of cotton for a southern nation. And the gray ghost fights for the bonnie blue flag. And that's what Colonel Randall Rhodes brings. Colonel Randall Rhodes brings.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. So, folks, be honest about the songs. If you have any suggestions of your own, I'm more than happy to listen to suggestions to create songs with. You know, for those of us like myself sitting here, we have a lot to be thankful for today. We could be one of those families right now in Texas suffering a horrendous loss, not just in the destruction of their towns, their homes, the loss of livestock, the loss of personal pets, but also the loss of lives, human lives. I cannot imagine being a father during that storm, not being able to, from a disability standpoint, to go there and try and save their lives. I mean, I would give my life to make sure that they survived. Honestly, I would. If I went there and I was able to fight and save my child and die in the process, and if my child survived, I'm okay with that. Folks, right now where you sit, let's say a quick prayer. Holy Father, I know you haven't heard from me in a long time. Doesn't mean I don't believe. But God, Jesus, Son of God, I come to you on behalf of those families and all the families this year thus so far that have lost the lives of loved ones through natural causes of weather. Those people died horrifically. But the ones who survive now have to live with the memories of what they themselves experienced in surviving the storm, but also those who survived distantly from the storm, getting that phone call or that knock on the door saying their loved ones was perished due to the floods. I'm not sure if you have the ability to bring peace and understanding to those people's homes. And I'm not sure they're willing to hear from you. They have experienced horrendous loss. But Jesus, God, reach out to those families. Send your angels of protection around them. You knew why it was time for those folks to come home. There was a reason. There's always a reason. But please, either you or your angels place your hand on their shoulder. Bring them onto you. Give them warmth and love. Let them know that they will see their loved ones once again. I ask these things in your holy and precious name, Jesus Christ, and God, the Father of Jesus Christ. Amen. And with that, folks, I'm going to bring the show to an end. Take care.